Okay. So, um, happy Friday, everyone. I'm gonna kind of jump into our material straight away. So I know we only have 15 minutes, and I love to take advantage of all the time. I'm gonna present my screen so that you can follow along with me. So today I want to talk about what happiness needs and some of the ways that we behave based on a really specific premise about what happiness needs. And when I'm talking about happiness, I'm not talking about like everything being rainbows and unicorns. I'm talking more about that kind of quiet, soft happiness, that contentment, a life well lived, the ability to appreciate things, etc. So, it's kind of a more rounded version of what we might think of as happiness. And I want to start with a quote. I love an app that's called the Waking Up app. It's rather expensive, but it has so much in the way of resources. There's so many amazing talks. There's so many amazing courses. So anyway, I use the Waking Up app just to kind of continually live in that space of mindfulness. And periodically it will ping me with a recording of a thought. And this is from one of those, this is from Sam Harris. So I'm going to read this to you. He says, "Is there a form of happiness beyond the mere repetition of pleasure and the avoidance of pain? Is it possible to be happy before anything happens, before one's desires get gratified, in spite of life's difficulties, in the very midst of physical pain, disease, old age, and even death? We're all, in some sense, living our answers to this question, yet many of us are living as if the answer is no. No, there is nothing more profound than seeking satisfaction, sensory, emotional, intellectual, moment after moment. Just keep your foot on the gas until you run out of road. And yet, there is an alternative to being continuously spellbound by the conversation we're having in our head. And glimpsing that alternative again and again is the essence of mindfulness. So, I wanted to take a little bit of time to unpack this quote because it gets to the heart of the matter for me, um, insofar as I am still very much finding myself dissatisfied because I don't have something that I want, or I'm trying to avoid something that I don't want. And this is often referred to as craving and aversion. Another helpful way to think about it is yum, yuck. Yum means I'm moving towards something, and yuck means I am moving away from something. I'm going to go ahead and stop my share. So, we are, in some sense, biologically wired to move towards things that satisfy us and make us happy, and move away from things that we don't like, that either disgust us or make us afraid. And this is a biological imperative, right? So this is having to do with survival and passing our genes along and all that stuff. So it's really hardwired into us. And with mindfulness, we get this opportunity to investigate the mechanics of that process and to find a little bit of space, as in the quote, glimpsing, right? We're glimpsing the possibility that despite whatever's happening in the circumstances of my life, I can still come home to a place where contentment is available. Whether or not I've won the lottery, whether or not my dad is in the hospital, whether or not it's sunny or raining, right? So the question that I would ask to you is, what are the preconditions that you're placing on your happiness? What are the specific things in your world that you need or feel a strong urge to have happen in order for you to feel okay? Is it a raise? Is it the behavior of another person changing? Is it the avoidance of some potential calamity? Um, for me, recently, the rains are coming, and I have a water intrusion issue. Anybody have a water intrusion issue? Oh man, I yeah, it's a big one. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna do my best, and maintaining a healthy attitude and not getting overwhelmed and upset by water intrusion is not easy. So that's a contingency, right? That's like, okay, I will be happy once this water intrusion issue is fixed. And we all have some version of this, right? Um, and water issues are the worst, Diana. Yeah, I agree. Sump pump for the soul. I love that. Nice, Mo. So the second question we can ask ourselves is if I'm fully preoccupied with this water intrusion issue or with the fact that I got to do my dad's taxes by October 15th or there's going to be some major penalty or whatever the case may be, um, how is this preventing me from experiencing my life right now? Right? Um, there's an author who I really love named Daniel Kahneman, and he passed away, but he's written some really great books and won a Nobel Prize in behavioral science and all these things. And he talks about there being two selves. There's the experiencing self, and then there's the remembering self. And they actually have two different stories to tell. So when I'm in the middle of trying to fix the flashing so that there's not water coming into my house, and I'm cussing up a storm and watching YouTube videos and getting confused, like it doesn't feel very good. But if I look at that experience a few years down the road and I'm like, oh wow, look, I did that and I got to be outside and I got to figure things out and pick up a skill, So there's two different things that are happening. So one of the projects I have been trying to engage is like merging the experiencing self with the remembering self and just trying to find gratitude for these different opportunities and for life itself, really, right? Choosing consciousness as a miracle rather than as something I have to endure, if that makes sense. So that's the project for today. Just identifying what are those things that are standing in the way of me feeling grateful for being a human on this planet today. And can I let them go, even just for a few moments, in order to, again, glimpse this idea that actually my happiness, my contentment, my ability to feel at peace in my own experience isn't actually dependent on any of these ideas that I think need to happen or not happen, right? So I'm going to just invite you to practice with me having that experience of feeling like everything is actually okay or even great, despite whatever's going on in your life. So just go ahead and take in the room where you happen to be sitting or standing or whatever you might be doing. Just look around a little bit, locate yourself in time and space. And then, if it feels comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and just touch in with the sensations in your body. So it can be helpful to feel the pressure that's underneath you, perhaps in your feet or on your sit bones, or if you're back is against the chair, just feel the support that you have. And just acknowledge that that actually provides stability. So feel into that stability. And sometimes it can be helpful to imagine that you have roots that are going down into the earth, pulling nutrients from the soil, providing you strength, grounding you. And then you can touch in with your breath. Just notice the physical sensations of breathing. And as best you can, put all of your awareness on the breath. Thoughts may come, but that's okay. Just gently bring your attention back to the sensation of breathing in and breathing out. Allow your breath to act as a refuge. Notice that it has its own wisdom and its own rhythm. You don't actually need to do anything right now. Just simply observing. And that there's a lot of peace that we can have in just noticing that the breath is here, regulating our body. Now we can relax. And then I would invite you to think of something in your world that's bothering you, something that's standing in the way of your sense of contentment, and view it as if it was an object floating in space, whatever that looks like for you. And then allow it to become smaller. Imagine that you're moving away from it. And as it becomes smaller, it's less significant. You're just here, breathing, noticing the sensations in your body, and that thing is getting smaller and smaller. And see if you can find a sense of being okay, being content right here and right now. And just breathe into that. And when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to return to your space. You can move your body left and right, forward and back. You can move your legs a little bit, stretch your arms, and come back into the room with us.